Welcome, Growth Tribe, to another training video brought to you by Global Social Media Marketing. I'm Benjamin Kepner. I'll be your host for today's video. And today we're going to talk about a growth hack that I recently discovered in 2019 as I build my business. So I am the CEO of Global Social Media Marketing. If you haven't checked us out, check out our website at www.globalsocialmediamarketing.com, or feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are truly helping communities and brands connect to their audiences in new ways, and we do this through social media marketing and education technology training. With that being said, I want to talk about how I've gone about building our team as we are growing in the early phases of our startup. And I know this will be very beneficial for a lot of entrepreneurs and startup CEOs out there that are looking to recruit and find qualified candidates, but they don't have a recruiter in place. And they have been paying money to all of these different job boards, that we saw way back when, Career Builder, Monster, Indeed.com, and all of these do still have great opportunities to find jobs and find great candidates. But free is for me, right? If I can, as an entrepreneur or CEO, mitigate costs and find creative ways or hacks to find candidates, and that will be great for us. And on a side note, a lot of our company has been built through the University of Georgia, which is an amazing story of mine. I've really been able to connect with the marketing advisor, Jason Booth, at the University of Georgia, and sent out mass emails to all the marketing undergraduates. So as a quick little tip, I would definitely recommend if you've graduated from a major university, leveraging your network is always super important in business, right? It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And if you can reach out to an advisor at any of your universities and mass out an email for kind of the up and coming graduates that are tech savvy, that might be a really good viable option. But let's say we really need to find someone that's a little bit more qualified, they have some work experience, and we're really looking to find someone with a little bit more tech experience or just overall work experience. I'm going to show you some ways in which we could go about free. And so to start, I think the first place that we should look is LinkedIn search, right? LinkedIn search is now a really good place to find candidates. And why was LinkedIn really originally created, from Hoffman before it was bought out by Microsoft in 2016? Its early successes were on the fact that it was going to differentiate itself from Facebook and MySpace as these personal social media networks now going into the business networking. It was really, the concept was around the idea that LinkedIn was a place where you could connect to your network in business. We've all, as we work in our careers, we build these networks, and now we have this place where we can see those networks online. We can engage with them in a social way that's a little bit more humanizing and personal than the average, submitting a job application or having those corporate interviews. And we can also list our resumes publicly. So as time went on, it evolved, and they built out other platforms such as their subscription model. I have that today. I would highly recommend that for anyone having LinkedIn Premium. They also have LinkedIn Jobs, and now they have a whole recruiter profile, company pages, showcase pages, and now they even have LinkedIn Publisher, where it's really become a true content platform. So the evolution of LinkedIn is really amazing. And with that being said, the search function is one thing that's improved quite a bit. So I'm going to show you an example. Right now at Global Social Media Marketing, we're looking for a WordPress website developer. We've worked with a bunch of them, but we're really trying to find one that we can count on, that does good work and can be cost effective for us. So without having to pay any money, how would we go about doing that? So we go to LinkedIn and we could type in, for example, exactly what we're looking for, right? The title. So let's say WordPress website developer. There we go. And so it looks like we got about 1,050 results from this, right? Pretty good amount of people. That's pretty targeted because we know that we're using that. But now we can kind of go in and we can target things more, right? One thing that I'm stressing, and if you've watched any of our other videos, is audience first, right? If you don't know your audience, then that's marketing 101. So what's our audience? Where are they based? What's their lifestyle? What do they like? What are their interests? What are their skill sets? Things like that. So the next thing we could do is we've got these little drop down menus here for connections, locations, current companies. Um, First thing I think we should do is we should start with the connections, right? So let's add first, second, and third degree to connections. And that's just going to give us the ability to reach as many people within our network, right? People that we're actually connected to, people that we are connected to them because we're connected to someone else as kind of an intermediary, and third plus, meaning we're not connected to anyone that's also connected to them. So they're outside of our network. So we'll go ahead and apply that. And we actually see now that we got less results, which is pretty curious to see, but maybe they filtered out a little bit of those examples. So the next thing I would do here is I would go into locations, right? We're looking for a WordPress developer, hopefully in the United States. We had a lot of people reach out to us in a post I'm going to show you from India. But for now, let's start with the United States. Now we've kind of narrowed it down to 228 results. Then we could go and we could type in current companies, right? I mean, this is interesting. Upwork, for example. Upwork is one of the larger freelance marketplaces out there, right? So we can see that, people have WordPress development experience on Upwork. That's really good for us. If we're working with contractors, right? We see a lot of the marketing, creative profession now being outsourced through professional contractors that we can do project-based work or hourly rates. Fiverr, Upwork, these are great resources, but LinkedIn is really another great resource that's going to be a little bit more credible and kind of give us, I think, a better perspective from working with a true professional. So, here's another interesting thing is there's over 4 million people today on LinkedIn that use the word as contractor. So let's maybe try contractor, and just see what that looks like. So see, now we've increased our thing. So let's see if we do website developer. We've got some more relevant things here. We might even do, you see a lot in the website development world, you see full stack web developer. Right. And so now we're getting, again, there's that Upwork showing with these contractors. This might make a lot of sense for someone that's a lean entrepreneur. They're looking for someone that they can kind of, redesign their website, help with those changes. If we took out the word contractor, look at how much bigger our results become, right? We've increased that now, and we're targeting Upwork. So if we took that out, here's another example. It's giving us freelance website development. 90 results. Now we've increased that. Let's say that we don't even use their company and we're just looking for a full stack web developer. Boom. Now we've got 15,000 results. Okay. So now I want to show you some more advanced filters. So we can click on all filters. And we've got all of our connections. We've decided we're not going to target necessarily by company or past companies. Let's say we want to look by our industry, right? Maybe we're an insurance agent, we're a software company, we're a social media marketing company and education technology company here. So let's see if marketing and advertising pops up as one of their industries, and that will be listed in their headline. We also want to work with some people that maybe speak English, they speak Spanish, and now we've kind of added a little bit more targeting there, right? So let's go ahead and click apply. Now we've got 306 people. Okay. Now we're looking good, right? It's showing me Denver here at the top, obviously, because I'm based in Denver for my profile. So it's trying to be relevant. So maybe now we kind of target this down a little bit more within the United States. We really want to be in Denver, Colorado. That's where our headquarters is. We're building an empire in downtown Denver, Colorado. And it would be great if I had access to meet with a person in person and with my VP of sales every week to really build out our website. So let's apply that. And now look at this, guys. We've got 12 highly segmented results of full stack web developers based in Denver that have marketing and advertising industry experience through our connections. So we might now kind of go click in. Let's look at Jonathan. And if you see this someday, Jonathan, feel free to reach out. We can see he's done some software, web, engineer, full stack. That's great. He's done some photography. That might be good for our website. But again, he's got some other experience. So maybe we want to go back to WordPress website developer. See how many of those are are available here, right? So now here we go. We've got kind of Frank looks like a little bit better of a connection, right? Marketing. Hey, nice. You like coffee and code, so do I. Here we go. Founder of WordPress development, Tailored Press. WordPress development and search engine for small businesses. We have a strong emphasis of page speed, my friends. Boom. This is great, guys. Look at this. It's like I've got someone locally based. He owns his own WordPress development. Aurora, Colorado is very close to us. We can go click into his website. That's very professional that he has that. He's sole proprietorship, so he's probably a one-man show. And he has all the criteria that we really need. And then we can kind of go click into his website, check that out. This is great, guys. And then we could kind of go and we could kind of look into maybe his pricing if he has that available. Maybe he doesn't have that available on his website because he wants to be consulted. But that's another great way that we can really filter. So use the advantages of search. I think that is something that it doesn't cost any money, guys, to do this. And I just showed you how you could go about targeting other filters, that might be relevant. Let's say we wanted to use a school. We might go with like Denver University for based in Denver and see if that gets any results. There we go. Now we've got someone that's, WordPress web designers. They went to the Denver University. They're based in Denver, Colorado, and they have marketing and advertising experience. They speak English and Spanish. We've used first degree, second degree, third degree correction. This is great. So with that being said, let's move on to the next example. So we get out of that. So here's an example of a post that I made literally just a little bit over a month. I believe it was on March 3rd when I posted this. And look at the engagement that I got here, guys. Now, granted, I do have a very extensive LinkedIn profile. My profile, I am connected to over 10,000 connections. So because of that, my network is very large. But I wanted to show this example for anyone out there from a content perspective, right? We're all content producers in the age of 2019. And really, LinkedIn now is becoming a content-centric platform where you're seeing a lot of content, leveraging new networks, asking questions, things like this. So look at what I wrote. I need a good web developer for freelance project-based work. Does anyone have any leads on when they can pass my way? Web development, WordPress developer, WordPress. Look at this engagement, guys. 198 comments. This has been, in my career of owning LinkedIn since 2010, my most viral post ever on LinkedIn. It got over 19,946 views, 139 likes. Look at this. I can click into this now and I can see where they were coming from, right? So a lot of these, Accenture, that's a technology company. I can see, software developers. I had over, 1,859 software developers, and then I can see where everyone's coming from. And so that was my point, is that in India, there's a high concentration of developers there and people that are looking for work in the United States. Ultimately, that probably has a lot to do with the fact of international business and exchange rates and the ability for people in India to work with people in the United States for a much cheaper rate than you would find a professional developer in the United States and outsourcing that, right? So you can even see the specific areas. If I wanted to click into more, I could kind of see what else is going on. Again, you can just see that huge surge I had from India from this post. And then some different titles, some different, companies. Viajes El Corte Inglés, on a side note, was a client that I managed at my time with Tarico Holidays, which is also in this result, which is now Hotel Beds. Shout out to some of the fam at Tarico for the closies. Love you guys. I'll never forget that time with you and the travels. And so this is a great example, guys, and then look at these comments, right? I had all these people reaching out to me, contact me, here's my email. I had people actually refer other people, right, where they're shouting out. And it's just incredible for me to see this, that I got this many comments on one post. It's truly like, it shows you the power of social media. And the fact that I got that many comments is really just incredible. So if we refresh this, I just want to kind of see again. We had 198 comments, and these are all showing here. I got so many comments, guys. I haven't even been able to read half of these, right? It's ridiculous the amount of engagement that I got. From all over the world. People are pitching me, reaching out to me. I didn't have to pay any money, guys, for this engagement. I mean, it really is truly incredible. On a side note, I started having people having email me. I started getting WhatsApp messages. I was even having people call me directly from India from this post. And the fact that I had, a reach of 20,000 people, 200 inquiries for free, and all I did is I made a post, right, that was relevant, engaging, open-ended question, and then I used the relevant hashtags, right? I think that's super important too. When we talk about content now on LinkedIn, they do have that hashtag and community feature, so that's a really good kind of thing now that LinkedIn is providing as a search option. So that being said, I wanted to kind of dive into this a little bit more. So I showed you the message and the incredible engagement and viral effect that I had of my most successful LinkedIn post ever. So look at this spike, guys. In the week of March 3rd, I had 538 people looking at my profile because of that post. That's crazy. Look at my average amount of people that look at my, my LinkedIn profile, right? I mean, you can see I only had 1,000, a little over 1,000 in 90 days. And then that one week, I had 538 views. It's nuts. So truly incredible, the power of being able to post on LinkedIn, using hashtags, finding jobs, using your networks and leveraging those networks. That's the main benefit of using LinkedIn. So I wanted to show that huge spike. And then I think the last thing I just wanted to show you was the amount of messages I got. I mean, look at this, guys. This is literally this post has been out there for like a little bit from, over a month. Look at this. I've gotten so many messages. I can't keep up with them, guys. I mean, I'm getting a message every day from this post still. Emails, position for freelancer. I might have, maybe if I, on a side note, I might have went in here and I would have typed in, WordPress freelancer as another option, right? And seeing WordPress developer freelancer team would come up. And there's that option. So I just think it's really incredible when you look at the amount of availability out there of finding people on LinkedIn, finding that great talent, and then you can have the talent come to you, right? I just showed you a post that went viral. The amount of messages I'm getting from that is still happening over a month later, and I can't even come up with them. And now I'm really getting to get great talent and not having to pay for any money. So, I think to kind of end with that, right? It's like the post that I made, it just never ends. It's kind of like it's still, people are reaching out to me. I mean, look at this. It's April, it's like late April, and here's people still reaching out to me, on April 13th. It's just really truly incredible the amount of engagement that I'm getting. So I think closing on that note to kind of move forward, it's like the Energizer Bunny, right, guys?
He just keeps going and going and going.
So, on a funny note aside, right? It's like the Energizer Bunny. Things just keep going and going and going in that world. And it's been a really cool kind of viral hack that I discovered this year, and I recommend it for anyone out there. So the next thing, here's some other options, right? We could go to our LinkedIn page. Here's our LinkedIn page that one of our great interns, Courtney, has been building. We now have some relevant audience, right? We've been building those followers, as you can see, and getting those impressions. Maybe we just put a post within our page, right? I mean, that's another great free way, and I could just say, we are looking for a freelance WordPress website developer to join our team. Please feel free to reach out to us if you are looking to join a great team. Something like that. And then, I might put like a job description in there or something like that. And then again, I might go and I would use these hashtags, right? So WordPress, and then it's going to give you suggestions. So WordPress, web developer. And then, WordPress again. Let's see what else comes up. Site. There we go. Let's look. You might even look at like freelance, right? Like WordPress, WordPress theme, WordPress development, WordPress developer. Boom. Definitely want that one. And maybe we just start with freelancer. And then obviously I think adding a good picture. So for us, we'll just use something maybe like our website, so people, right, that makes sense. Maybe they can get a nice visual of what our current website looks like, and they can provide their recommendations. So we'll come in here, take a nice little screenshot, maybe of what our current website looks like. Come back in here. We'll go to desktop, add that in. Okay, now we've got a good, good post here. If you're looking to join a great team and help us redesign our next best website. Okay, so there you go, guys. Nothing too crazy there. Keep it short and sweet, right? I don't think more than 3 sentences really matters. I might kind of separate out the hashtags to give it some space, give it some breathing room. And there you go. And then I would post. There's another great free way, right? If you've got a LinkedIn company page, there's definitely a paid kind of opportunity. But in the short term right now, we've got our page, we've got our network, and this might be a great place to start. So there's that. Let's move on to the next thing. The next one would be using some of the paid options out there. And that's what I kind of wanted to show in today's video is that, I think a lot of professional recruiters are using Sales Navigator, LinkedIn Recruiter. Those are some other videos we could do later today, but I just wanted to give you a brief kind of show, right? Here's an example of one I had posted way back when at the end of last year, earlier this year. I was looking for a social media director, right? I've got a bunch of great social media people on our team, and I'm looking for someone that can kind of manage that team in the future, someone that might have some of the knowledge that I have, and they can manage those people. So I went in and put their description, I put different functions, their industry, scenario. I can write a nice little job description, qualifications, and then I can target by skills. That's great, right? So, I can do that, and then I can give them a place to contact and then choose how they heard about it. And from there, I can continue on, and I can ask some screening questions that I might want to ask, kind of filter, get those qualified candidates, and then I can set a daily budget, right? So it will tell me if you spend X amount of dollars, this is how many people are going to be able to view it. This is how many people are kind of looking at that. And there you go. So I think that this is a good option, guys, but I just showed you that I got over 200 applications. And so I wanted to kind of show you what happened with this, right? If we go into the closed jobs of ones that I posted, and here's the most recent one. I spent $6 a day. I was spending $52, and I got 3 candidates. That's it. I got 3 candidates. Look at some of these other ones I got. 33 applicants for spending $20, $58. I got 6 applicants or, 50 matches. So it's like, while this is effective and LinkedIn is offering this, I literally just showed you guys how you could search for free, and I showed you how you could post for free, and I showed you could post on your company page for free. And guess what, guys? I got almost 300 plus with all those combined inquiries versus paying money for maybe a few good candidates. Now, the benefit of this, I would say, is that it's super targeted, right? I showed you all those different kind of filters that we can do, and that's the advantage. But if you're a lean entrepreneur, CEO, you're trying to build things, and you're bootstrapping like I am, free is for me, and that is a great approach. And honestly, that brought a lot of attention to my profile, right? I kept creating engagement in my content, which led to that increased engagement. So I wanted to show you an example that I did actually try out the professional posting of the job versus the free and the results of that. Kind of moving on to the next one is the career page, right? Here's the LinkedIn Talent Solutions. You can go and get a career page. The benefit of that is that you can go and you can make those job posts on your actual page, right? You can see these examples that they're showing in this nice little hero image video. But ultimately, if we don't have to pay here in the beginning, maybe this is something you build out long term. Even another example that just comes to mind, right, as I'm looking at this video, is if you wrote an article, right, on Publisher, if you went in as another kind of free option, go to LinkedIn, and then instead of just writing a post, you could write an article, and you could title that article, I'm looking for, whatever. And here's another great example, guys, of a real world example. I did this exact same thing with someone who is now working with us, Donnie Corum. And he had posted early on about a free downtown Denver office space. So look at what he did, right? He said he was looking for a digital marketing expert. He didn't have to pay any money to get this promoted. He wrote the article. He described what they were looking for and what the job description was. And then guess who caught it? Of course, there was me. I read his article. I created the video, and the rest is history. And you can see that this was another way that I got connected to Donnie, which ultimately created our company video and why we're working today together. So that's another free great example, right? You've got articles, you've got search, you've got a post, you've got your company page, you've got researching and sending personalized messages or emails, you've got doing the paid recruiting option through posting a job, you've got the career page on your LinkedIn page. So 2 other quick last tips here for you guys would be using LinkedIn ProFinder, right? LinkedIn ProFinder is similar like Upwork and Fiverr, that it's a freelance online marketplace. And the good thing about LinkedIn ProFinder in comparison with those others is that really it's helping to create that organic connection, right? You can put a post out there, set up a free phone call consultation, connect with the person, and then do your business outside of LinkedIn. They're not going to charge you a service fee. This is another free service that LinkedIn uses, and a lot of the way in which we've been able to actually find clients for our business and social media. So let's say if we were looking again for a web developer, we might be looking for WordPress design, might be a great idea. We can get started, and then we can kind of fill in our information. What type of website is it? We're a small business or a startup. Click continue. Goal of our website, we want lead generation, customer education. I mean, we really want most of these, but we'll just go with lead generation. What do you need done? We need updates. How are you managing the website after it's built? I'm going to manage it. I'm the CEO. I built our website. How many pages do you need? We'll say about 5 to 10. Scope of the project, this should be a one-time project. When do we need this by? We'll say within the next month. How would I like to work with the designer? I'm okay with any of these, so I don't really have a preference. I'll just check them all in person, out of person, on a planet, in another country, wherever I need to be. Is there anything else I need help with? We might need some help with some copy or some kind of images on there if they had a photography background. And then there we go. And then we can kind of add some details. I need help updating our current WordPress site to generate more leads. This will require creating better funnels and landing pages to find more targeted traffic and generate leads, people that are interested in our social media marketing services. I've done that. I put in my zip code, and there we go. Get free proposals. So I can go out there. It's all set. It's going to be out there. If you go and you looked at this, for example, my projects, you can see some ones that I've done in the past, right, where I've gotten some feedback or some proposals. So this is what it will look like. You'll get in there. You can do a free proposal. You'll see what they wrote. And then you can kind of see, if they include a free consultation, that's great. And then you can kind of reply and let them know. So this is another great option, guys. One last thing I wanted to show you guys was LinkedIn groups. So let's say I was looking for WordPress website developers again. Right, I'll go here, and then I want to actually go and I want to search for groups. So boom, freelance WordPress developer, hire WordPress developer USA. How relevant is that, guys? Um, so I can kind of see some of the different groups. I might go into this one, request to join, and then hire a dedicated WordPress developer. And I could go post in that group and make a similar post like I did on our page. So these are some other examples as well. 100 million number of job applications being submitted on Jumply on LinkedIn. So of course your candidates are there. Number of U.S. companies using LinkedIn to recruit, 20,000 guys. Number of active job listings on LinkedIn, 15 million. People that have enabled the open candidate, right? That's saying I'm okay with a recruiter reaching out to me, and 3.4 million. How many contractors in there? 4 million. So guys, if you're not leveraging LinkedIn in the age of 2019 to recruit and staff your agency, then honestly, you're just missing out on one of the most powerful ways to connect. And from my perspective, I really think that LinkedIn is the go-to HR resource today, and will be going forward because of the huge Microsoft acquisition and the new ways that they're monetizing. And really, they really have, from my perspective, become the business social media network. So I wanted to show some of those stats for you, and then kind of just close things with you guys as, there's a lot of different ways that you can go out there looking for candidates, finding the right candidates, but LinkedIn is a great tool. There are free options and there are paid options, but you don't need to go out there and pay for LinkedIn, Recruiter Profinder and Sales Navigator. Those are advanced features which are great. But today I've shown you some awesome ways, and I already showed you my most viral post in the last 10 years, guys, and it was for looking for a job. So I think these are some real world case examples and experiences of successes that I've had. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you can go out and find your next great candidate, because, there is no I in team. And really, if you're going to build a successful company, you need to have a good recruiting strategy. And if you don't have the money to pay for a recruiter, LinkedIn, in a way, is your recruiter. So leverage that technology, leverage what's been built there, and go out there and find the right candidates, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please take the time to leave any comments, questions, comments, or concerns in regards to this video. And please do subscribe to our channel. I hope to hear from you guys soon. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care, guys.